Employees are queuing at the company's door to receive their paychecks. A lazy employee arrives and wants to get ahead of everyone. The employees try to tell the slacker to go to the end of the line, but he says he is in a hurry. The employees say that he is very inconvenient, but the slacker tells them to leave him alone. The secretary appears and asks what all the fuss was about, and the two employees reply that it was the slacker's fault. The secretary tells everyone to stay calm and tells them to go inside and wait in the reception area. The employee who arrived first gets up to go to the boss's office, but the slacker tells him to wait because he goes first. Entering the room, the slacker greets the boss by asking about his pay. The boss says that he will make everyone's pay today, but that he would like to do it differently. He says that he wants to talk to the employees to ask what needs to be improved in the company. The slacker says he has nothing to complain about the company. The boss says that the employee has been with the company for many years and asks if he has anything to suggest. The slacker says that everything is fine. The boss thanks him and asks him to sign the payroll. While the employee signs in, the boss takes the employee's paycheck from his jacket. He signs and the boss hands him the paycheck and asks him to check to see if everything is correct. The employee thanks him and leaves the room. Then another employee enters the boss's office. The boss greets the employee and asks how he is doing. Then he says that on payday he will do a feedback meeting with the employees to find out what they think about the company. He asks if the employee has any suggestions or criticisms about the company. The employee replies that getting paid on the right day is what matters. The boss asks if he is sure and the employee says that he doesn't need to improve anything, because the company is fine. Then the boss thanks him and asks the employee to sign the payroll so that he can control who received what. He hands over the payment and tells the employee to check that it is correct. The employee thanks him. Finally, the last employee enters the room and the boss greets him. He says that the employee is new to the company and the employee says that he joined 1 month ago. The boss says that it will be interesting to hear his opinion about the company. He says that he has tried to talk to the older employees, but has not had any suggestions or criticisms. He says that the employee can be honest and speak his opinion about what needs improvement in the company. The employee says that, to be honest, there are some things that need improvement, yes. He says that one of these things are the employees who have been there longer and think that they are superior. The boss says that he thinks this is wrong, because in his company no one is superior to anyone else. He asks the names of the employees and the young man replies that they are the employees who came in before him. The employee says that they were slackers and passed in front of him, even though he knew he was the first to arrive. The boss says he understands and will resolve this issue. Then he asks if the employee has anything else to add regarding the company. The employee replies that the systems are old and can be upgraded. He says that there are better options that will help optimize time. He says that's pretty much it. The boss says he agrees with the employee and that they are wasting a lot of time. He says he needs to invest more in the company. The employee says that this is a necessary investment for the growth of the company. The boss thanks him for his opinion and asks the employee to sign the payroll. The employee signs it. The boss says that he is very happy for his sincerity and hands over the payment. He asks the employee to check and wishes him a good day. The employee thanks him. Outside, the two old employees check the money and realize that they have made more money than usual. They say that they have done well. The new employee passes. Then they stop the younger employee and ask him if he also received more money. The employee checks and sees that he has money left over. He says he will give it back, and the others tell him not to do this. The employee says that he has to be honest. The old employees tell him not to say anything about them. Then the employee returns to the boss's office and asks for forgiveness for the inconvenience. He explains that he received too much money and came back to give it back. The boss says that he was the only one who returned it and that he expected it. Then he explains that he did it on purpose to test the loyalty of the employees. He says that he did this with 20 employees and that he was the only one who came back to give it back. He says that his company has a lot of confusion among the employees and that honesty is lacking. He says that many things in his company are going missing. He says that, in addition, the new employee was the only one who had the courage to say that there needs to be improvement in the company. He says that the test was to find out who will be the manager of the company. The employee says that he doesn't even know what to say. The boss says that he passed the test and says that he has been promoted. He congratulates the employee and the employee thanks him. He tells the employee to keep being honest, because then he will go far. He says the employee can keep the money and see it as a bonus. He tells the employee to use the bonus to celebrate his new position. The employee says that he will do his best for the company. The boss shakes his hand and the employee celebrates.